I wonder if Wiley is suffering from anxiety. I wonder if Wiley has anxiety. Or I wonder if Wiley doesn't like audiences and people as much as he used to. I wonder if at times he feels elements of pressure of having to live up to The Godfather. I wonder if he does. You know, one of the reasons why I think that is because I remember at one point he had an album that came out, yeah? And then just before it came out, he just leaked it. He just got upset and he just leaked it. And I remember thinking to myself, why would you do that? Like, why would you spend all of that time on your work and then just leak it? Which then made me think, right, this is just a speculation. I'm not saying I'm right. But it makes me think like in a day, yeah, where, you know, like artists are selling shit, you know what I'm saying? Like streams are high for some people and whatever. That fear of failure is like, you know what, let me just throw that out there. People could just grab it anyway. It's going to come out. And then if it doesn't do that well, leaked it anyway. But I don't know. I really wonder if that is the case, or whether, you know what, he just thought, you know what, fuck it, I just can't be bothered.
Or it might have been a fuck you to the label.
What, to the label?
Yeah.
Why would it be to the label? The label don't have nothing to do with that. I think it's probably a promoter called I don't know who does Gram Originals. I was supposed to go to Gram Originals, by the way, but I had a knee appointment. I'm trying to ring Jammer.
This is the Vodafone voice.
Let me try him one more time. Because Jammer will know. Yo.
What, Chris?
I'm recording the podcast right now.
What?
There's no one here. It's just me.
What you saying?
I'm on my own. And I had a speculation, but I wanted to ask you quickly.
Yeah.
Does Wiley suffer from anxiety?
Say that again?
Does Wiley suffer from anxiety?
What, live?
Yes, you're live right now. I'm recording right now. Yo. Jammer said, fuck that, I ain't talking about it.
Oh, bro, he hung up.
No, he didn't hang up.
God.
He didn't hang up.
Nah, he's not having any of that.
Jammer said no. I don't want to know about any of this right now.
He doesn't want a part of it.
He doesn't want no parts of it. I hear that still.
Fair enough.
I did a podcast the other day, and in that podcast, talked about Wiley. In that conversation, I rang Jammer. I rang him, I asked him if Wiley had anxiety. Then, some days later, the clip went out. The long clip went out. He took a clip. He put it on his Instagram with a big caption saying, police, FBI, blah, 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 whatever it is. Cool. Sometimes when I use this podcast and we have conversations about things and we unpack stuff, sometimes I do that because I try to understand some things about myself. Sometimes I try to find out like what other people are going through. Sometimes I use this podcast for us to learn about something. Do you get what I'm saying? Hence why sometimes like me and Poet, we're very close, but our upbringings are quite different in a sense. So I like to talk about that. I like to have a discussion about that. I like to have a disagreement about certain things. I like to bring somebody in here and discuss whatever it is. Do you understand what I'm saying? So when I talk about stuff like that, when I mentioned a little bit of that on the podcast before, I mentioned that because I've been through that. Mm-hmm. I've been through that. Like maybe not on a day-to-day basis, but I've been through that. I know what that's like. See, for me now, yeah, that there's a big change between how I was when I was younger to how I am now. When I was younger, I would want to be everywhere, around everyone, talking to everybody, going to everything, going to every party. Now, anybody that knows me very well knows that that's just not what I want to do. It doesn't make me feel comfortable anymore. That's just me. I come out of a meeting and I get a text message from Jammer saying, Wiley said to ring him next time when you're live on the podcast because he's got all of the info for you. So I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. Like, I rang him, no answer, whatever. I kept it moving. I wasn't sure about what it was that people were fully upset about at the time. I said, okay, what? Is people upset that I tried to set him up? Because the thing is, I don't really read a lot. When it's like that, I don't read a lot of the comments and stuff like that because that's just not what I do. But I saw some was like, oh, it's a setup. My man tried to set him up. He tried to get him to say something on the phone while he didn't know he was recording. Oh, people think that I tried to put him on the phone and catch him out on something, and that's why he's calling me the police. I'm like, okay, whatever. That's whatever it is. Then a couple people was like, Chucky's making light of anxiety. He's laughing. I wasn't laughing at Wiley. I was laughing at the fact that he didn't answer the phone, but I could see why that would be taken out of context a bit. I never expected to ring Jammer, ask him that question, and for Jammer to turn around and say, yeah, Chucks, do you know what? He's going through really bad anxiety right now. He can't get up out of bed. He's fucked. He's in a fucked up place right now. I didn't expect him to do that. I thought that he would either just say one of two things. Chucks, bro. Like, why are you asking me that question, bro? Like, you're getting mad. And then we just talk about whatever. Like, I start unpacking the Wiley thing with him and talking with him about Wiley a little bit and why he didn't turn up to the birthday or whatever. Or for him to say, oh, what, Chucks, has this got something to do with him not turning up to his birthday the other day? Nah, Chucks, the reason why he didn't turn up to his birthday the other day was because... And then, but that was my fault. I got that wrong. So I apologize for that. And I hold my hands up to anybody as well who suffers from anxiety and saw that and felt like I had put him in an uncomfortable position. The mistake that I had made was ringing him in the first place, asking him about a man's mental health.
You phoned Jammer. I wouldn't phone Jammer and do that for the simple fact that is what I know the potential can be. Because you never know what Jammer is going to answer the phone sometimes. So you just got to make sure you put yourself in a position where you're doing everything to let him know, like, this is a serious thing. Yeah. So the moment you have a conversation with Jammer about something to do with his brethren, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm not saying...
No, I was wrong for doing that.
No, whoever's wrong is wrong. I don't want to point the finger and say anything like that. Like, if you've acknowledged that you're wrong, that's good. I'm just saying the wrong action for me was to phone Jammer. And then in that sense, yeah, you are wrong. You're right. Yeah. I just wouldn't have phoned Jammer. Also, when you ag on the part of this chatty patty Chucky, I told you to fuck off time ago. You want to do that, and then when this situation happens, and you're thinking, I'm innocent, I'm this, I'm that, but a couple episodes before, chatty patty, I love a speculation. Like, bro, when you do something like that, niggas are just looking at you like, well, 2 weeks ago you was chatty patty Chucky, so this will make... Bruv, you were so silly, it's unbelievable, Chucky. I'm looking at you like, fuck, Chucks, man. Like, you're so much more intelligent than this.
You set yourself up.
Completely. So then when you speak here for half an hour talking about what this is... Bruv, fuck what Jammer is. Fuck what Jammer's doing. Fuck Jammer's motive. Fuck everything else. Yeah. Bruv, it's your fault. Of course. Yeah, end it. There's no need for us to even have a conversation about everything else, because if you phoned me and spoke to me about it, when you say to Jammer, does Wiley have anxiety, you're probably not going to have the smirk. But because you phoned Jammer...
I know.
There's a whole energy that comes, like, I'm not even putting the pin. If I phone Jammer about something for about 30 minutes, I'm going to be in tears of laughter. This guy is too funny. And that's not a reflection of me saying it's his fault. It's all your fault, Chucky.
Of course.
Like, you just shouldn't have phoned Jammer.
I know.
And then there's no problem.
Of course. I'm going to do 1,000 episodes. We are going to do 1,000 episodes of this podcast. We're on 166. And you know what? Some people are going to get upset. And sometimes... we're going to fuck up. Sometimes we're going to give misleading information. Sometimes some shit's just going to be not right. You're not going to like it at times. But I saw it go sometimes. There's one thing about me that you'll never have an issue with is I'm never afraid to say sorry. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. That's wrong or whatever it may be. But we should be able to do that. As people, we should be able to pick up the phone and say, yo, you're moving wrong. Not everything has to be about the internet. If it does, then to me, in a serious situation like that, this isn't about mental health. It's about self-gratification. And to me, that's an unfortunate thing. The one thing that I'm still trying to get used to is, in this day and age, people are like going on Instagram and saying happy birthday to somebody before they've even rang their brethren. That's what they're doing. They're just posting a picture of them first, doing all of that stuff, and then ringing them. Sometimes when people have arguments with their friends, or having feelings towards their friends or people that they know, instead of ringing them and saying to them, "Rah, you know what you've done made me feel uncomfortable," or "that wasn't right," what they'll do is go on Instagram and say, you know, when you fucking hang around with these lot and, you know, they don't ride for you the same way they ride for me. To me, that's just corny. We could just talk on the phone. It's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be that way. The reason why I talked about it and addressed it is because some people think that I rang him and he didn't know that he was being recorded.
Yeah.
No, that's not the truth.
Yeah.
I'm just saying what the
really
truth.
care.
Yeah.
If you genuinely care,
You
watch the whole fucking thing. So if you're not going to watch the whole thing, why am I going out of my way? No, let me chase him. You need to listen to me because I didn't do it. Like, fam, you just sound moist, fam. Fuck up. You was wrong. That's the end of it. You're trying to convince a bag of niggas that you didn't say, look, blood, you're trash, fam. Shut up, man. Grow up, fam. You done wrong. Leave it there, fam.
21 Savage is from the ends though. It's mad. He's from the. Nah, do you know what? The fact that people make the assumption that he's from the ends is a bit mad though, because he might not be from anywhere near here. He could be from Cumbria.
Hold on, didn't it say on his
From
birth
Newham,
certificate?
born in Newham.
Is that real?
I don't know, but it's not. The internet's not about what's the truth, but that's the best lie. That's a really good lie. So he's from Newham.
That's true.
You're right.
Fam, he's from Newham.
That's true.
He grew up with Footsie and fucking D-double and that. You want me to not believe that? Cause as far as I'm concerned, they're all cousins. And do you know what the truth is? The truth is what we all know, but we just love the lie. Like, I want 21 Savage to be from Newham. I want him to have grown up with D-double-E. I want him to be best friends with Wiley. Do you know why? That is the sickest lie in the whole world.
Oh, I wanted an
I will run with it.
Do you know what? I'm not going to lie. I wanted an outrageous lie to be true. Did you hear about the Tiana Taylor situation?
No. What's she doing?
What? What's going
Tiana
on?
Taylor, basically, what they're saying had happened was,
Her boyfriend got pregnant.
her boyfriend. Now, basically, they've been on the Breakfast Club together before, talking about that they have threesomes and all of these.
Yeah,
types of
yeah,
things.
yeah.
It's come out.
There's
It
a
came
tape.
out
There's a tape.
it came out that one of the girls that they had brought through, he breeded one of the girls, innit? So then, because this girl come out, whatever, she's had this baby, they're saying it's Tiana Taylor's boyfriend or whatever. Which then, obviously, in my head now, when I'm hearing about this, you know how my mind works already. I'm saying, in a threesome anyway, with your missus and another girl, what, like, man give the other girl the nut?
Fam, no, the nut was there when she
I
wasn't.
can't believe, of all lies, this is the one you drew for.
I wanted that one to be true, I'm not going to lie. Only for a moment. I mean, it's not nice because
horrible.
the emotional stress that she would have had to have gone through and all of that.
But you know what the
that's why,
biggest
you know
lie is?
what? Don't do threesomes with
That's
your
the biggest
you get what
lie.
I'm
The
saying?
lie was you thought that you lot had the ability to bring somebody else
Yes.
in your sexual experience, and you thought you could control the guy's.
Yeah,
Imagine
and he
the way
nutted in
he's
the
been-
next woman.
Blood,
That
he-
is mental. I
thing
always
is-
thought in the threesome with the missus and that, obviously you bring the other girl in for the extra,
Yeah,
the extra
but
flavour,
nah,
but you
nah.
give the missus the ending.
Nah, but as in, I think you'll just get carried away.
What?
As in,
Bruv, that's
I
rage.
personally think if you had
What if you brought your missus
there-
into a situation?
If you, yeah,
Carried away,
if
fam.
you have your missus,
It's new.
and then the new thing,
The new
honestly,
thing.
you're gonna rags the new
And
thing.
you haven't seen
You're
her face.
rags
Nah,
in the
nah,
new
nah,
thing.
nah,
Yeah.
nah,
You
nah.
ain't
You can't-
seen these.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
no,
no, trust
you
me,
can't
trust
have
me.
the threesome, Chucky.
Trust me.
Like, you can't phone Jammer. Look, we just need to do what we know we're not meant to do. I hate you all.
Bro, trust me.
We all know.
I think more often than not, the
we
side
know.
thing, the other team gets the nut.
Nah, it
Because
shouldn't.
you
though.
just,
That's
this is a rule-breaking
that is
environment.
Because you're gonna nut your girl whenever you
Exactly.
want.
Nah,
lie
that
to
is-
you.
Not tomorrow.
No. Nah.
You're
It's a-
making rules.
Nah, there's
This is-
supposed to be rules.
There's
No,
no
no, no,
rules.
no.
Nah, there's
What do you
supposed
mean?
to be
How
rules.
can there be rules
You
in
can't give the other girl the
You
love
have the
juice.
threesome, but now we're here.
You can give
No,
her
we're
the...
here.
Now we're here.
Nah, what
Guess
I'm
what
saying
I'm gonna
is,
do?
you can
I'm
give
gonna
her
make
the
my
ting.
chick sit in the chair,
You
play
can-
myself.
No, wait.
Once I racks the new
Dan,
No.
Dan, say it's a surprise now. Say you put it in doggy and you can't even.
That's
you're
even
like,
worse.
man.
That's even worse.
But for who?
That's worse.
For all of us, because why?
No, because you've gone in that other woman and now you've got the surprise thing. Why?
No, we should never have had
In the first
the
place.
should never
threesome.
happen.
Of course.
know
No,
what?
that's what I'm saying. No, I agree with that. What I'm
I
saying is,
love that.
I agree with that. But I'm saying, in that case, if you feel that that's what's going to happen, I just didn't think that the other person gets that.
But who said that they felt
I mean,
that was gonna
that's what
happen?
I would do. I mean, I'm not saying. Firstly, I wouldn't even bring another girl into the
can't.
environment with. I just
can't.
wouldn't, because I just know
No
it's going to
way.
be problems. And
Yeah,
I know, do
I
you know?
know.
In fact, I know a guy, yeah, who had a threesome with two girls or whatever, yeah, and then obviously he's like his missus and everything, whatever. Apparently his missus, whatever. No, it wasn't me. So basically, what happened is now, no, it wasn't me. But what happened was now, obviously. Because she brought her brethren now,
You're
and then they
reminiscing.
left, and then after the thing, they've left or whatever. Then the next day, the other girl came back on a thing of I forgot my.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
and
Because
now, yeah,
obviously
she's
she
just
wanted,
like,
she wanted a
I wanna
solo
watch it.
one. She wanted a solo one. Now, this is the problem that you're going to have.
Did she get it?
Huh?
Did she get it?
Apparently, he said that. You're joking. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. But it wasn't me. But what it was, but what I'm saying is, anyway, there's rules. I thought that if that in that situation there, you bring somebody else into the environment, you've already persuaded your missus that this might be a good thing, or maybe she's said to you that it's a good thing. I just think maybe it's like a bit of courtesy to just not do that, though. Do you know what I mean? Liam Neeson he's an actor. He's in Taken. He's got one of them horror voices in that. His voice is insane.
Good actor.
Yeah, he's very good. And he tells, there's a film that's coming out that he's in. The film is about revenge, like taking revenge. I think a child is killed or something like that. One of his children are killed in the film. So he goes to seek revenge. And then on his promo run, they asked him, has he ever gone to seek revenge? And that's when he tells a story about a woman that he knows had been raped, right? He asked her, did she know who it was? She said no. He said, what color is he? She said black. He then walked around for a week with a kosh.
A week and a half.
A week and a half.
That's 10 days.
10 days.
For a kosh. On a weekend, on a Sunday, everything. So he was walking around with a kosh, looking for any black person. In the first interview, he said, he was looking for a black person, any black person that would come out of a pub and say something to him in some type of way so that he could kill them. Yeah. And this happened 40 years ago. He was hoping.
He was walking the streets and he said he hoped that someone would walk out of a pub.
He meant,
So he's walking everywhere.
But 40 years ago, because what I'm curious about, 40 years ago in Northern Ireland, what really would have been the chances of a black man coming out of a pub in Northern Ireland?
Do you know what? I'm not. Oh yeah, Northern Ireland. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know those odds.
I don't know enough.
But put it this way, there was a black guy somewhere around. But I can say that, like, he did his hatred for that week or whatever it is started from a very serious moment. You know what I'm saying? So he felt anger, hatred. I'm sure I'd feel something outrageous towards somebody if my daughter comes and says Ratata happened to me from Ratata. I might not care who I catch right now. I might not. And I might wait. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
I really might not. So it's a weird one. It's a weird, like, he's wrong for saying it. He shouldn't have said it. And it's something you can think, but you shouldn't say.
This is mad. Do you want me to be honest with you? Yeah. When I first read it, I'm fuming.
Yeah.
I took Taken out my room. I tried to flush it down the toilet. I then took Taken 2 and gave it to my neighbour because So I'm furious now. I'm vexed that I even like Liam.
Yeah.
I'm fuming. I'm thinking to myself, in the second movie, why did the mom have to die?
Yeah.
Why didn't you die?
Yeah.
After what had you done 40 years ago? Then I listened to the 2-minute clip. And then I said to myself, why am I angry? I'm angry because you said the word black. You're going to go and kill someone that I'm affiliated with.
Black
in
bastard.
some capacity. Black bastard is fucked. Like, don't be talking about people that have gone through a struggle like that. But then I said to myself, when was this? This was 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So this is 1979. So now I have to ask myself this question. Am I angry with Liam from 1979?
Exactly.
Or am I angry with Liam from 2019? The only thing that will let me know is if Liam's changed. So I listened to the voice note. And I listened to, not the voice note, the interview. I haven't watched the full thing. Yeah. But from what I gathered, and I could be wrong, is my man has realised that mentality
he's disgusted with
is
himself.
fucked. He's disgusted himself.
Exactly.
So if I'm angry at him today, that means I have an attachment to something that happened 40 years ago that he doesn't have an attachment to. So that means right now, if anyone tells me anything they do from in the past, no matter how horrific it is, or how if I feel angry about it, like I would feel angry today, I'm now tarnishing him with the brush of saying, you're the same man you were 40 years ago, which I actually genuinely think is actually unfair. It doesn't excuse what happened and so on and so forth. I think the problem I have with that is not the action. I have a problem with an action, but more than the action, I have a problem with the mentality.
Yeah.
If his mentality's changed, then I've got what I wanted.
Yeah.
But if he's exactly the same person up there, Liam is cancelled for me. Fuck that guy. I don't want to see him. Otherwise, I'm doing my own version of Taken. It's starring all of the man from the ends, and you're not getting your daughter back. You phone my phone, you're gonna hear the T-Mobile lady. I'm not on it. So
do you know what? I agree. Do you know what? Do you know what I think may have been able to help his cause with people who are a bit more rational? Yeah. Because we're in council culture right now, so people are just going to cancel you regardless of whatever, and they're not going to hear nothing. But for people that are a bit more rational, what could have helped his cause a little bit was he said that when they asked him like what did he do to get over it, he said he went to go and see a priest, and then he said he went for a power walk. Now, obviously, for some people, a power walk, like, to change your racism of all of that time, for some people just sounds a bit mad. However, what happens for some people who can be prejudiced or racist, they travel. Like, their work might take them to certain places or take them out of their environment. Yeah. So when it takes them out of their environment, you meet people, you're around people. He's an actor. He's traveling the world.
Like American History X, when the guy goes prison.
Exactly. Oh, shit. Yeah, exactly that. Literally that. When you come out of your own environment, you start to meet people and you start to understand, like, the world is bigger than just you. Yeah. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Nowadays, people are getting cancelled because we're finding out past information about them, we're revealing it to the world, and then they are forced to make a decision. Yeah. Like, it happened to me. Then I'm forced to apologise on something that I probably never would have apologised prior before if it never came out. So some people are probably looking at me like, I wonder if this guy's even sorry. Yeah. Liam has said it himself. He's not gonna find the past tweet. This brother has said
he did it himself.
I used to be like this, and I'm disgusted with myself now. So for me to be like,
it was the way he told the story, though. Bro. The way he told the story was, and do you know what it was? Okay,
yeah, but he's an actor, Chucky. I know he's gonna tell it with all this.
Do you know what he did? Do you know what I think he did? This is what I think he did as well. Yeah, as he's telling the story, he went back into actor mode.
Yes,
and he went back into the character.
Yes,
and he looked down on the floor and he said, and I was just trying to find, he's got that voice. I was just trying to find any black bastard so I could kill them. And it was like, he went into actor mode, didn't it? Yeah. That's where I think he might have just went a bit mad. I went to a school that was predominantly white, yeah? And like all the blacks that was in the school, the majority of us anyway, yeah, we stuck together in school. This is what happens, innit, yeah? And growing up, yeah, I was almost made to believe, like in school as well, that although we was a bit inferior to the whites or whatever, yeah, you see the Somalians, they're not even human. You lot are all right, but these lot are just not even human.
Blood?
They don't even exist. So I'm growing up with this sort of thing in my head, thinking that that's just what that is. It's only until when I go back to the environment thing, when you come out of your environment and you meet certain people. When I'm meeting, and I've mentioned this before on the podcast enough times, like sitting down and talking with Somalis and whatever, and like understanding some of their journeys. I'm like, blouse and skirt. This is exactly what my mum went through. Yeah. This is exactly what my dad went through. Like, there's no way on earth I'm now just going to allow somebody next to me to...
But is anyone going to come out and save it? You see my boys Mo and Abdi. If I had not known Mo and Abdi from Ferry Lane when I was younger, I might have had that silly perception of Somalians that so many people did. When Liam lived in that Northern Ireland world, his perception of that type of person, but when you travel, when you meet new people, when you speak and you actually experience the world, not the world you live in, you realise half the things you thought, he was a fucking cunt, like me. Fucking cunt. Maybe a bit of a travel, you're like, you know what? You're alright for a short person. You're alright for a person that's a bit overweight. Oh, and then you just realise the life's not really that bad. So, but if we then took what they said 20 years ago or whatever, and then pinned it on today, knowing that person has fully changed, and some of the things they said were viral, like, I don't even know what the objective is. Like, what do we want out of this? Surely, what we all want is change. Yeah, I know definitely. I want a bit of change. Yeah, a couple of notes, throw it in my account, get some money. We all want change. But I just feel like if change happens and we're still disappointed, then I think it's up to us to question what we actually want or why we're actually upset.